A wave pulled him under, and the world held its breath. Malcolm-Jamal Warner. For decades, he was Theo Huxtable, the brother who grew up in our living rooms. But on a warm Costa Rican afternoon, a family vacation turned into tragedy. And then, just hours later, Regina King broke the silence with 12 haunting words. 12 words that sent grief, shock, and questions spiraling across the globe. Tonight, we're walking through the full story. The facts, the love, the legacy, and yes, the questions. Stay with us. Sunday, July 20th, 2025. Limon Province, Costa Rica. The sky was clear, the breeze soft. A perfect day, or so it seemed. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, 54, stepped into the water with his 8-year-old daughter. Witnesses say he was smiling, telling her to hold on to Daddy's hand. The surface looked calm, a surfer later said, but under it, the pull was like a giant hand. At 1:15 p.m., everything shifted. A rip current, invisible and merciless, latched onto them both. His daughter screamed. Warner pushed her up, shouting, "Kick, baby, kick." A surfer heard the scream and paddled like his life depended on it. He reached the child first. She clung to his board, coughing, terrified. He paddled hard back to shore. She was safe. Warner wasn't. 2 more surfers dove in. A volunteer lifeguard sprinted from 300 meters away. We could see his hands fighting, one rescuer told local media, but the water was like glue. They dragged him out at 1:30 p.m. A tourist doctor dropped to his knees. CPR began instantly. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. The sound of chest compressions mixing with crashing waves. At 2:10 p.m., the Red Cross arrived. Warner had no pulse. The beach fell silent. 2 lives were pulled out of the sea that day. 1 was saved. 1 became a memory the world can't forget. Hours later, Regina King, Warner's partner from 2011 to 2013, posted 12 words on Instagram. Some people leave a lasting imprint, not just for who they were, but for the energy they carried. Ride in power, simple, poetic, a heart in pieces. But the internet heard more. TikTok flooded with videos titled "Regina King Breaks Truth." Comment sections buzzed. Was this a clue? Did she know something? In reality, no evidence, no hidden message. Just grief poured into words. But that's the thing about sudden loss. Our minds reach for meaning where none exists. Because the truth, that someone can vanish in seconds, is too hard to hold. Malcolm-Jamal Warner wasn't just Theo Huxtable. Born in Jersey City in 1970, named after Malcolm X and jazz legend Ahmad Jamal, he once said, "I grew up on TV, but the most important thing was staying grounded when the cameras turned off." At 14, he brought Theo to life. The role earned him an Emmy nomination and helped redefine how Black families were portrayed on TV. But he didn't stop at acting. He directed, he wrote poetry, he performed music with his band Miles Long. In 2015, his spoken word piece honoring Sandy Hook victims won a Grammy. Just last year, he launched Not All Hood, a podcast about authentic Black experiences. In his words, our stories deserve to be told raw, unfiltered, and with love. Friends say he was the calmest man in the room, always asking, "How are you? Really?" and waiting for the answer. Tributes poured in like a flood. Tracy Ellis Ross, "You made the world brighter just by being in it." Angela Bassett, a soulful spirit who carried culture with dignity. Keisha Knight Pulliam, "I lost my big brother, heaven gained one." Magic Johnson, "We'd sit for hours talking about life. I'll miss you, my friend." Beyoncé dedicated her homepage with a single line, "Thank you for being part of our shared story." From Jamie Foxx to Jennifer Hudson, Questlove to Taraji P. Henson, the message was unanimous. Warner wasn't just a star. He was family to millions. Now, the theories versus the evidence. Claim, this was no accident. Fact, OIJ autopsy, accidental drowning, no trauma, no cover-up. Claim, Regina hinted at foul play. Fact, no evidence. Just grief turned into poetry. Claim. Authorities are hiding details. Fact. The report is public, unredacted, confirmed by multiple outlets. And yet, questions remain. Not because of evidence, but because the heart resists accepting that a single wave can take so much away. Warner's death also highlighted Costa Rica's beach safety crisis. Volunteer group Caribbean Guard admitted they couldn't patrol Playa Grande that day due to resource cuts. It's not the first tragedy. Locals have begged for government lifeguards for years. Warner's passing is now part of a larger conversation about prevention, about valuing lives over budgets. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's last day wasn't on a stage. It was in the arms of the ocean. Regina King's 12 words were not a clue. They were love. And maybe that's what this story really is. Not a mystery, but a reminder. Life is fragile. Legacies are eternal. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's last day wasn't on a stage. It was in the arms of the ocean. Regina King's 12 words were not a clue. They were love. And maybe that's what this story really is. Not a mystery, but a reminder. Life is fragile. Legacies are eternal. Warner once said in an interview, "If I can leave one thing behind, I hope it's love. Everything else fades." And so, we ask you, what will you remember? A tragic accident? Or a man who turned every room, every screen, into family? Warner once said in an interview, "If I can leave one thing behind, I hope it's love. Everything else fades." And so, we ask you, what will you remember? A tragic accident? Or a man who turned every room, every screen, into family?